Good afternoon, everybody. It's weird saying good afternoon, but it is the afternoon. Welcome to the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship as we head to the third to last weekend of the season. We head to Donington Park, and you may be thinking, hang on, we were at Donington Park for round one of the championship. We were at the shortened layout, we're at the Grand Prix layout here today, the first time since around 2002, 2003. Qualifying is about to get underway. We're under a slight, about half an hour delay due to obviously the delays that happened earlier on as well. And one of the delays that caused it was the big crash with Dan Camish. He set the fastest time in FP1, and then he immediately crashed out and bring FP1 to a premature end, unfortunately. And because of that, he's withdrawn for the remainder of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship event at Donington Park due to the severe amount of damage. And if you want to see, by the way, what the damage looks like, this is what the damage looked like. It's a hefty repair job for the team. And there is, why is my camera showing there? I do not want to show my camera. There we go, that's better. But you can see the hefty repair job, and there's no way that the car was going to get there ready in time, unfortunately. So that is why. But qualifying is go. 30 minutes has just kicked over on the clock. It's just me in the commentary box, because obviously Josh B is doing some Porsche Supercup coming up. Josh T is at Cadwell Park for the British Superbikes. Omi's with Josh B with Porsche Supercup. So you got me. There is a lack of streamers here this weekend because people are doing other things. FP2 was kind of quite interruptive as well. A lot of wet conditions as well through that, as George Gattenbull set the pace in a wet FP2. He got fastest. And we got Adam Morgan, who was 31 thousandths slower than George Gattenbull in second. And we got Rowbottom, who was in third. Jelly in fourth, and Turkerton was your top five. So that was what happened in FP2. Current championship standings: Ash Sutton currently in the lead on 310 points. Tom Ingram in second on 273. Jake Hill in third with 260. Fourth is Colin Turkington on 229 points. Dan Camish in fifth, 220. Sixth, Josh Cook on 191. Seventh is Daniel Rowbottom with 144. Eighth is Ricky Collard with 140. Ninth is Adam Morgan with 126. And 10th is Rory Butcher with 115. Then we have Stephen Jelly, 98. Aaron Taylor Smith, 92. Aidan Moffat, 75. Tom Shorten joint with Daniel Lloyd on 72. Andrew Watson on 54. And Bobby Thompson on 52 points. So those are your current championship standings. And it's a bright sunny day at the moment in Donington. It was raining earlier on in Donington, but luckily it's not raining now, which is always a good thing up here in the commentary box. And according to the stream that I'm watching now, people think that Ash Sutton is gonna get pole position, so that's gonna be interesting. So a bit of information around this track. Oldest motorsport circuit in the UK, still in operation. Originally part of the Donington Hill Estate, it was first used for motorsport on Whit Monday in 1931. The circuit was closed at the outbreak of World War II, and then it was purchased by businessman Tom Wheatcroft in 1971. And then racing returned in 1977, and the circuit quickly became one of Europe's premier venues. One of my favourite races at Donington was definitely 93 in the Formula One, where Ayrton Senna produced pretty much some of the best lap times I've ever seen in decades at the moment. So we're riding on board with Colin Turkington at the moment as he makes his way through the circuit. Couple of few things to mention as well in terms of the hybrid energy system as well, in terms of the championship. So Sutton has, I don't know why that came off my, there we go. Sutton has 1 second hybrid per lap, and its deployment speed he needs to get to is 84 miles per hour. Ingram is 3 seconds per lap of hybrid. Third place in the championship, Hill is 5 seconds of hybrid per lap. Turkington is 7 laps of hybrid per lap. Josh Cook, 11 seconds of hybrid per lap. Rowbottom, 13 seconds of hybrid per lap. And other drivers, 15 seconds. So pretty much 8th downwards in the championship, as soon as they get to 71 miles per hour, that's why they could use their hybrid during the race. Rowbottom could use it when it was 78 miles per hour, same with Cook. Turkington needs to get up to 81, Hill needs to get up to 84, same with Ingram and Ash Sutton. So quite a few people still in the pit lane. Turkington comes across the line with a 142.072. Then we got Morgan with which is 4 tenths behind. Jelly 145. I need to get the timings up on my other screen. It doesn't help that I have it on my other one as well, which is a bit annoying. But there we go. I have got it on my screen currently as well. So there's a few people looking very good in the first set. So we got number 12 coming through this really tight section of the track. That is Jelly, who is about 3.4 seconds off the pace currently, but it's just a bit of a banker lap time for him. As I just saw someone coming in the pits there, but that was weird. Okay, that explains nothing for me in a way. So with some people opting to go to the pits, it's probably a wise thing for certain drivers because they want to get, obviously, a feel for the track and then come in. But, obviously, the track evolves as it goes towards the end of the session. And we can see Colin Turkington now heading towards the last part of the lap. And we got Jake Hill, fastest with a 141.770. So it is ramping up, like I was saying. And that is very, very good indeed. And we can see all this bit of traffic coming up as well. Adam Morgan is using a bit of his hybrid now. And I think he's still got 2 seconds of hybrid to use in that lap. So he can use a bit on at the start, finish straight then, as he comes up to the line. One of the most iconic straights, I think. And so he hasn't got any hybrid now, but he goes up to the line. He goes fastest at 134.926. Colin Turkington goes second, and then it follows by Jelly. So really, it was just banker laps, and then they're really going to be starting to push now. At the moment, I'm trying to see if anyone else is going quicker in terms of their set times. It's hard to tell with a 720p stream. It's just very, very annoying at times, but it is getting there currently at the moment. And I could see Ingram past his first sector, 20.487. So that's looking good for Tom Ingram right now. He's going at about 135.2. Personal best for Osborne as well, and Hill again as well, as they make their way through the circuit. The sun will blind on them very soon, as we can see one of the Napa cars who's been very dominant in this championship. Not as dominant in previous races when we went to Not Kill recently. There is Ash Sutton, our championship leader, looking to make amends because he wants to extend his lead in the championship. Some people may think that it's a question of when rather than if he gets the title. For me, I think there's still quite a few predicaments in terms of like who's going to get the championship personally, but it may be just me. So we've got Tom Ingram. Ooh, this is like turning out to be a bit of a race there as well. So here is Sutton, who goes fastest, and then we got Ingram, who goes fastest once more, 133.647. And we got Chilton, who comes across the line in third, who narrowly beats Morgan in 4th place right now. We still got people using their hybrid Rowbottom as well. We got Pearson, who goes over to 5th place. Rowbottom looking very good in the first sector. So CB found any times. Lap time deleted for car number 4. That is Colin Turkington in 15th place at the moment. So that's why his time has dropped down to 139 currently. Osborne now goes 5th fastest with a 134.701. And then it's Watson. All the times are coming thick and fast. It's great to see this uninterrupted running currently, but knowing me, I'm probably going to jinx myself in the commentary box. But that's sometimes the way of life in the world in British touring cars. We are liking his action, by the way. Make sure you leave it a thumbs up. We'll be streaming live throughout the weekend, so I will be checking the live chat as well throughout, just to be sure on what's going on, even though I can't see anything at the moment. There we go. There's the puppy. There is the puppy. So we've got Ash Sutton once again. He's heading towards... I need to get the trap map up on my other screen as well, which is annoying if I don't get it up. So he's heading towards the final corner now. That is past Gorlats and into the Wheatcroft straight. Ash Sutton only second fastest. He was purple in the middle and final sector, 9 thousandths. Rowbottom is about 2 tenths behind them in 3rd place. Morgan goes 6th fastest. Butcher goes 16th fastest. Chilton in 5th fastest. And Turkington 5th fastest as well. I wonder if we get a bit of a lull at the moment, but as soon as they get heat into the tyres, it's going to be crucial. Moffat pips Morgan up into 8th. Well, it was 8th. No, it's 9th. I think car number 14, that is Pearson. Lap time deleted, track limits. So there's a lot of track limit penalties currently. So that's what you can see at the moment. There's a lot of gravel that's being kicked on the circuit. A lot of marbles currently as well. I can't remember what part of the track it is currently. But past Goddard's is one of the cars anyway. But I'm guessing it's going to get built at the moment. So I think there was one car that went off and then another one kicked off some more dust too. So that's probably what happened. I can see, I think, who's in. It's Crees, who's not improving on any lap at the moment. And there's a few people down because they're on. So let's see who else is improving. We've got Turkington, who's green in the second sector. Lost a bit of time in the first sector, but he's only 1/10 slower than Ingram at the moment. So Ingram, still the time to beat it. It's quite close though, and it's still 20 minutes to go of the session. Bearing in mind, we are delayed due to obviously the delays that's gone on during the day. Quite a lot of flags, red flags happening everywhere in every session you look at the moment. Josh Cook, an independent, won motorsport with Starlight Racing. He's personal best in the first and second sector, but he is got some traffic in front of him, which may not help him at all. He's used all of his hybrid this lap then. So he's going to come towards the final corner of Goddard's, in it to the start-finish straight. What's it going to be for Josh Cook? And it is going to be a P7 for him. It's around about 7/10 slower at the moment. Now we got a red flag in the session. 19 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Now what is that red? Oh no, it's Holstead. The number 22 has beached it on the gravel. Now it's hard to tell where that corner is on the circuit, but yeah, that's our first red flag. Typical. I talk about red flags and boom, someone has caused one. So our first red flag of the session. Everyone has been told to go into the pit lane to finish off their, well, pretty much that they're not going to be doing some laps very soon. And bearing in mind, if we get to 5 minutes, the clock will be reset. Like, if it's less than 5 minutes when a red flag is called, the clock will be reset. Bearing in mind, obviously, Dan Camish will not be taking any further part of this weekend due to the sustained damage that he got from his car in FP1. Luckily, Dan Camish is A-OK currently, but he's now focusing on Silverstone currently at the moment. So that was quite interesting in qualifying. So we now know the pecking order at the start, at least. And as the commentators were saying, a lot of times were taken due to track limits. And we can see a replay once again. And this is a common corner to lose it, but this time he just did a bit of a Tokyo drift and then he lost it, which is a bit of a shame. I don't think he's going to take any further part in qualifying. I don't know how long this red flag is going to be. It obviously depends on how long they can repair the barrier as well, because a lot of repairs have to be taken into account. It did take a while to repair the barrier from Dan Camish's crash earlier on this morning. Obviously, that's why Formula 4 was delayed. Well, British Formula 4. There's quite a lot of series in Donington this weekend, which is always great to see. So Tom Ingram, I'm seeing a warning light in the timings. He's got like a yellow warning light on in the timing. So I'm going to have a look at race control. It's nothing that's coming up on my screen that means anything. The only car I could see on the track is 116. That is Ash Sutton. So hopefully Ingram does not have a problem. Maybe the commentators may know more on the trackside commentators, that is on ITV. But speaking of the ITV commentators, whilst we have a little bit of a red flag period, let us take you and pass you over to the ITV commentators.
drive it back to the pit lane.
Yeah, he's left his helmet though on the marshal's post, hasn't he? Because he walked off with his helmet on, so he's left his helmet over. Oh, he's just remembered. Here to help, Nick. Oh, I forgot my helmet.
Keeps him fit. There you go, sir. Looking for this.
Now, where's the... Oh, I've dropped my glove now. Where's the steering wheel? Where did I put the steering wheel? Sorry, Nick. We're only having fun.
Meantime, Coppice is a bit calmer, and fans occupying themselves in whatever way they see fit while we wait for the resumption of the session. Now, Tom Ingram the fastest by 0.294 of a second as you await the restart of the session. Nick Halstead is sort of suited and booted once more and ready to bring the car back to the pit lane. So fingers crossed we aren't too far away from getting things underway. I'm still slightly curious as to why Ingram isn't being shown as in the pit lane, but anyway, he is there. And so also is Ash Sutton, who's not being shown in the pits, but he is, I think, also in. Unless they tripped the exit beam just before the red flag came out and had to be pushed back. That's the only thing I can think of. So we've had 6 people lose a lap time, 7 people. Michael Crease is also now through the system lost a lap. Remember, he went off the road completely at the S's, didn't he? Straight through the gravel. That
was probably the lap that counted as exceeding track limits.
You're probably right about that. The Accelerate squad getting the cars turned around, ready to go back out. There is Tom Ingram, so he is in the pit lane, even though the timing screen is saying something different at the moment.
Tom had an interesting first practice when a wheel came off going down the grain curves. I didn't do any damage, but I didn't quite hear what the cause of that was. But clearly no ill effects of it, but not what a driver wants anyway.
Yes, when he was interviewed straight afterwards, he said it might have been a hub failure or something, but that was the immediate reaction. What they got to the bottom of, I can't tell you. There is Nick Halstead on his way back to the pit lane.
Yeah. And
that's the end of his session.
And a few more stones to add to the track already.
Yes, you mentioned earlier on about Gabriele Tarquini's two-wheeling moment at the, if you like, the old S's with the high curbs. There was also, many years before that, John Morris with his Volkswagen Golf, who barrel rolled it, if you remember. He was launched over the curbs. John was no dummy in a saloon car. He was very good in Volkswagens in the British Saloon, then British Touring Car Championship. So in many ways, although it's changed the dynamic of that part of the circuit, you could argue it's made it safer. It certainly doesn't pitch cars off in quite the same dramatic fashion. Yeah,
definitely, but obviously it does encourage drivers to take more curb, and with it...
you win some, you lose some, don't you?
Interesting, we're using the normal pit lane entry. We're not using the Grand Prix Loop pit lane entry. I think that's to allow officials room for the scrutineering patch.
It is, and also traditionally sort of incident vehicles are housed there, so they can be scrambled quite quickly. I don't think even for British GT they've used that pit in. It's been this pit in. It's not used very often anymore. But yeah, you can put some of the emergency vehicles up there and effectively block off that part of it. That pit in, of course, which lopped a big chunk off Goddard's, was used for Ayrton Senna's fastest lap in that European Grand Prix that you were talking about earlier on. And he came in because it was this wet, dry Grand Prix, and as he committed to pitting, he then thought, actually, no, I'll go back out again. Never stopped, drove through the pit lane, and hence it was a very, very quick lap indeed that counted for the fastest lap of the race, even though it was a much shorter lap.
Yes, I think it gave every racing driver an idea. Oh, I must try that. I must try that if I ever get the chance.
Right, the pit lane is going to open in 4 seconds' time. And the team's ready to push back the cars to get things underway. We've got 19 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock. We are back in business then. Tom Ingram is the fastest. And remember, nobody other than a Napa Racing UK driver has had a pole position this year. Can he be the first person to change that? Let's find out as the...
Let's find out indeed as we are about to commence the final 19 minutes of qualifying. And it's myself, Jess Ball, taking you through the action. Luckily, the red flag didn't last for very long, so we are back in business, as the commentators were saying. So we've got pretty much all cars now going out, which is not a surprise, to be honest, considering. And there's going to be, hopefully, a gentleman's agreement as they all passed Redgate into Hollywood and then past the old hairpin coming up, which looks very nice indeed. Lovely views around this Donington circuit, which I've commentated on quite a few times. I have raced it, I think once, but then I ended up spinning and hitting a wall quite a few times. So that's probably why I don't usually race around that track. So the number 4 is the first car who's going to start a lap. So that is Turkington. So Colin Turkington will be the first driver to set the benchmark. Now, these drivers currently at the moment will be heating their tyres a little bit just to get the car warmed up, because obviously they've been in the garages for very long and it will take a while for them to set competitive lap times. So, one for your audience, we've got Ingram fast at the moment at 1:33.647, and it's Ash Sutton 1:33.941. Rowbottom in third, 1:33.944. Jake Hill 1:33.971. Colin Turkington 1:34.217. Osborne 1:34.305. Josh Cook 1:34.342. Collard 1:34.359. Chilton in ninth 1:34.389. Then we got 10, which is Aidan Moffat with a 1:34.470. And we are about to get underway once again. We've got Pearson as well. Quite a few people, quite a few people are coming into the pits actually, which is quite surprising. I'm guessing they just want to see if their setup worked as intended, which is fair enough. We see the number 14 circulating as well. That is Pearson, you can see as well, as the track is getting cooler. And a lot of people try and leave a lot of space as they head through towards the old hairpin. A little bit of a lock-up for car number 6. That is Butcher, Rory Butcher, currently at the moment. Blinking off the lights, so he must not be happy with something. But I think he's okay now. Or it might be another car, actually, that someone wasn't happy with. No, it was Collard who was flashing his lights. He was not a happy bunny. It was like, move out the way, I want to get a lap in. I think that's what he's trying to say. Collard is setting... Oh, that was close from Ricky Collard. Oh, my God. But anyway, Ricky Collard setting personal best in the first and second sector. Looked a bit squirmy heading towards the Schwann's curve. Well, actually, no, it was the Fogarty S, I think. It's hard to tell what corners it is, but they're past the Melbourne hairpin. And they're going to be heading into Gollards then to finish off his lap. Can he beat the time of a 1:33.647 that Ingram set earlier on? Nope, he does not, but he goes into P2, 78,000 slower than Ingram. George Gamble, who topped FP2, goes 7th fastest. Let's see if anyone else is setting any personal best. Currently, I think we've got Watson that's improving just a little bit. So is Josh Cook. In terms of the speed, it may not translate in terms of the lap times. So obviously that is something that we have got to keep an eye on. I'm going to try and get timing 71 actually. See if that works, because I can then see all the timings that way as well. But it's still saying waiting for data, which is a bit worrying. But it is Ingram that's faster, and it's Collard, it's Ash Sutton and Dan Rowbottom. Those are your top 4. Hill, Turkington, Gamble, Osborne, Cook, Chilton, your top 10. Moffat, Lloyd, Butcher, Morgan, Pearson, Watson, Jelly, Aaron Taylor-Smith. Those are your top 18 currently. We're running on board with Adam Morgan at the moment as he approaches the S's. It's a very tight S's actually going through. But most people seem to be doing all right. They're using up a lot of curb through that. But Adam Morgan, not best in the middle sector. So he's struggling, I think, a little bit weak in some places, potentially, as he heads towards final corner. He's going to get a bit of a tow from, I don't know who by, but Adam Morgan goes up to the line. Only 12th fastest. What about Josh Cook? He's used all his hybrid. So it's not going to be the fastest time as he heads towards... Ooh, it kind of looks like there's a race going on, but there's not really a race going on. So Josh Cook goes up to the line. Well, Pearson goes 10th. Cook goes 3rd. Really good lap time from Josh Cook. It's getting cloudy. Air temperature 17, track temperature 23 degrees currently. We got a lot of track limit violation, as you can see on the right hand side of your screen. There we go. I was pointing at the wrong hand. So it's my left, your right. There we go. But anyway, 13 minutes remaining. Quite a few people may be going into the pits. Butcher, I think, has lost a lot of time there. Cook's going faster again, so is Tom Chilton. So keep an eye on Tom Chilton then through this next part of the lap. Can he beat Ingram's middle sector? 57.3, that's so close. Oh, let's look at a replay. I wonder who it's from. There's a look-up from somebody. It's hard to tell who it is because I can't really see the number. I can't even see the numbers, so it's not really helping me in the slightest currently. But Ash Sutton, purple in the first sector. So, he wants to beat Tom Ingram's time. He doesn't want to accept, because Ash Sutton currently is in 4th place. He doesn't want to be in 4th place. He's used to being in at the top currently. 10 thousandths quicker than Ingram, but didn't do very well in the middle sector. No hybrid to use, remember, because he's your championship leader. Ingram goes fastest again with a 1:33.513. Ash Sutton, he's got it all to do here. Even though we've got 12 minutes left to go in the session, he's got a lot of pressure under his shoulders. Through the penultimate corner goes Ash Sutton, a lot better this time round. Car number 14, again, lap time deleted. Ash Sutton only goes P2. So again, he lost. So he had it all in the first sector, but his other sectors weren't good. Lloyd jumps up to 9th. Crees drops up to 15th. Patterson drops up to 20th. And we got another track limit violation as well. So I wonder that isn't car number 32 for lap 8. So that will jump him down a little bit. There comes Colin Turkington. Again, personal best first sector. Struggled in the middle. Still got 2 more sectors of hybrids still to go. Through the hairpin. Looking very tight from Colin Turkington. Approaching Goddard's corner coming up now. Is he going to take another tight line here? He's 7th at the moment. If he wants to get pole, he needs to beat Ingram's time by quite a bit, and he's using his hybrid now up to the line. Only 7th, so he's not improved on his previous run. So I wonder if the replay here is showing why he lost a bit of time. Oh, so he's hit the barrier, one of the tie barriers there. That is not good. I'm surprised that didn't give out a red flag there. I was very shocked. Luckily, I could see the timings up on my timing 71, so yay, good news from me, for Miss Jess Gamer 95. I'll say Mrs. Jess Gamer, but I'm not going to do that. So, fastest first sector belongs to, well, it's hard to tell. Well, we can see Jake Hill goes into 6th place. And he's got 20.5 in the first sector. So Ingram's currently sitting in the fastest final sector with a 36.046 currently at the moment. So we've got more drivers entering the pits. We've got DeLeon in the pits. We've got Taylor Smith that just entered the pits. So Hill's just left recently. So that is going to be interesting indeed. Here's Rory Butcher then. Through the hairpin. Struggling to get his car up to grips at this point of the weekend. And we do know that qualifying is crucial. Ash Sutton, fastest first sector. He needs to improve on his middle sector. He can't do what he did in the last lap. But let's follow on board with Rory Butcher then. Up to the line. It is a 1:34.067 in P9. So he stays in P9 for now. Here comes Ash Sutton. And we got Turkington. That's just gone into the pits. Mikey Doble is just left as well. So we'll see what he does. 57.2. That is more like it for Ash Sutton. He's purple in the middle sector. He just about avoided that tyre barrier. This is looking good. This is looking good indeed for Ash Sutton. The Napa car wants to gain as much points as he can this weekend. And the only way you can do that is securing pole position. Through Gollards, he goes. Much better line from him. This is a bigger improvement. Can he get into the sub 133s? Up to the line. 133.199. He goes top. He improved his time. He improved Ingram's time by a lot here. Chilton improves to 12th. Gamble improves to 13th. Moffat improves to 14th. Used a bit of hybrid there as well. No one else is setting purple first sector. Car number 77. Lap time disallowed for track limits. Who was that? Car 77. That was Osborne. So Osborne's lap time has just been deleted, unfortunately. So Ricky Collard, I believe, is going to start his lap. No, he's about to finish his lap. Can he be fastest? 1:33.7 puts him in third. So he didn't improve in the last sector, but he was only a tenth slower in a second, and he was quicker than Sutton in the first sector. So imagine what he would have been like without that mistake. So that was really good from Collard. That is absolutely impressive at the moment. And you can see number 24 now getting the heat in the tyres once more of Hill. So he's going to start a run. I would say keep an eye out for Hill in this session as well. Hill's been looking good. A lot of weekends I've been commentating on him. It's been some very good battles for Jake Hill. So obviously some people were doing some banker laps, but we got 7 minutes to go of qualifying. Dexter Pattison, we're riding on board currently. If you're syncing in with the TV pictures on YouTube, 2 times speed. And the clouds are coming in thick and fast. To be fair, it was raining a bit here in the UK, and luckily it's stopped now, and it's passed by just a little bit. Very windy, twisty section there. Plant the car to the right, which he has done very well. Loving that energised livery, by the way. It does look pretty snazzy from Pattison. And for some reason, I thought he was Robert Pattison, but no, I'm making of Twilight. I always name people from something like very, very weird, but it happens. It happens. So we've got Sutton, Ingram, Collard, Cook, Rowbottom, Hill, Turkington, Watson, Butcher and Morgan. Those are your top 10. And there's still a lot of cars circling at the moment on track. Let us know your thoughts in the chat on who you think is going to get pole position. Don't forget, there's still Porsche Super Cup going on right now as well on the channel. Hopefully there's not much of a delay happening in that region. I don't think it is. So I'll need to double check that. They've got 80 minutes left of Porsche Super Cup. So I'm probably going to be redirecting to them soon. No spoilers if you want to watch the race later for Porsche. Look up from Jake Hill. And I almost had a bit of a choppy picture there. So luckily I didn't. So that was always a good thing. So Jake Hill, I think he's about to start his lap, or is he going to improve? Is he going to improve in the final sector? It's key. Jake Hill goes 4th spot. So what could have been? What could have been if he didn't lose time in that first sector? But he could have lost time here. Is that Patterson? I think that might be. It's hard to tell because they were going so fast through there. As a lot of side-by-side action and we're seeing Ronan Pearson. I think this was the guy who Louise and Steve were interviewing before we went live for the British Touring Cars, which was a nice interview package to watch. If I can find it, actually, I'll record it and I will play it just before race 2 tomorrow, or I'll send it to Josh and we can play it in race 1 or something. That would be really lovely. But obviously, 3 races coming up here in Donington tomorrow. I will keep you informed about the schedule for that one. Then in about a couple of weeks, we head to Silverstone, the national circuit, I believe, which is very exciting. And then finally, Brands Hatch in October, and that will be the season finale. Can Ash Sutton take the championship, or will someone else be able to beat him by then? Quite a few contenders coming up at the moment. Chilton comes across the line in P8. Turkish is using his hybrid right now. He's going to give him some extra power that he needs potentially in the middle sector. He's got to be careful to balance it out. There's certain drivers that have got more hybrid to use than others. This can help them with their qualifying lap with only so little to go of the session. Osborne's improving. Turkish is improving. Lloyd is improving as well. Andrew Watson is improving as well. If he continues improving at this pace, it will put him in towards P5. Through the S's they go. Looking tidy. Turkish, I think, will come across the line soon. A lot of traffic. Oh, look up. There was a look up from one driver. Hopefully that hasn't costed too much time from the driver in question. Pearson goes 7th. Turkington 3rd. Lloyd goes 14th as well. Surpass, go on, up into the final corner he goes. What's it going to be for Andrew Watson? Up to the line. Does not improve. So it was that final sector where he lost time, maybe in the S's, maybe, potentially. So, these are the drivers' last laps to get right. I think a lot of people will be very nervous, but Jake Hill is on a stonker. He's going to be 3rd. Ingram's fastest first sector. Ingram's fastest first sector. So at the moment he's going to beat Sutton. I'm sure Sutton will have a response to that when he goes on a push lap just a little bit later on. Jake Hill is not improving in the middle sector. He's found out a hybrid. So is Tom Ingram. They may have used too much hybrid very quickly and it could be costly. So watching Jake Hill first. Number 24. Oh, God. I think a bigger look up than I've seen all day for Jake Hill. I think it's not going to be improving, unfortunately, for the number 24. No, but it's not. A 134.241. Tom Ingram, despite having hardly any hybrid to use, he is fast in the middle sector as well. Taylor Smith, 3rd. So that was impressive. So the times are getting closer and closer. The track is ramping up. You want to be on that circuit right now, because otherwise you can be in a lot of trouble. So through the final bend goes Tom Ingram. Is it going to be pole? Is it going to be provisional pole for Tom Ingram? Is it enough to beat the Nappers in Donington? But the answer to that is no, it's not. The final sector, he messed up a 130. Let me just have a look. A 133.336. So not quite enough, unfortunately. That's good news for Ash if you're Ash Sutton right now, but surely Ash Sutton would want to go even quicker than that. As Ash Sutton sets the fastest middle sector currently. And as you're riding on board with Ash Sutton now, this is a prime overtaking opportunity that we're going to see going up to the line. Ricky Collard goes across the line in P3. What about Ash Sutton? Is it going to be in the 132s? Not quite, but still he improves on his time by 45 thousandths. I don't think he has enough time to go again unless he has some hybrid left this lap. What about Tom Ingram? He's not improving at all, unfortunately. Turkington improved in the first sector. Daniel Rowbottom not improving enough. Morgan improving. Osborne improving by the minute. And just a handful of seconds to go. This is it. We'll find out very soon who's going to get pole position. At the moment, it looks like it's Ash Sutton. Morgan in 8th spot. Improving in every single sector so far. So, going towards final corner, checker flag has dropped. Across the line. And it's Turkington, 133.581. Few people have had enough and have gone into the pit lane. Anyone else improving? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Moffat is not improving. He's gone into the pit lane, I believe. Sutton's not improving. Pearson only improving the final sector. We'll keep an eye on Rowbottom as well. Rowbottom is the man to maybe possibly deny maybe Ingram a P2 potentially. So Ingram can't improve, neither can Turkington, Pearson, Moffat, Osborne, Gamble, who's in the pits, Lloyd, Jelly only 20th. Jelly was looking really good at the start of the session, but unfortunately he just messed up there. Rowbottom then, could he deny a good position from some of the other drivers then? We will have to wait and see. As he's gone into, I think he's got a few more corners to go. Scrap that. Yeah, he's got a few more corners to go, does Rowbottom, but we get another shot through there as well. I'm sure Ash Sutton will be delighted. I don't know how many poles he's got this season. Let me just check my information on how many poles he has got this season. And quite a lot I think he's got. And it doesn't look like... No, I don't think we're going to see any other improvements. So yes, Ash Sutton is on pole position for tomorrow's race 1 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. Wow. That is going to be interesting. How is Ash Sutton going to do around Donington Park? He dominated very nicely, as well as they're getting checked once again to make sure they're A-OK. And I'm still not quite sure how this works, so I'm going to get my browser source open just to see, because sometimes I have no clue. And we can see, I think Turkington had his lap time taken off at the very end as well, so that was tight. And number 37 in the scales now. Looks like they're good. Looks good so far. I think he's going to check this bit. There we go. I think Ash Sutton as well. So it's provisional. It's provisional pole until Ash Sutton gets checked currently as well. So let's hope Ash Sutton doesn't get disqualified, because that will be kind of an interesting talking point, not going to lie. But we will have to wait and see. Ash Sutton's lap, I have to say, was incredible. A few tenths quicker than everybody else around the grid. And definitely the Nappers are forced to be reckoned with usually around this track. But there we go. Let's run through your order then. Ash Sutton is on pole for tomorrow's race 1 at Donington Park. Tom Ingram in 2nd. Ricky Collard in 3rd place. Colin Turkington in 4th, as I need to get the right scene. There we go. Aaron Taylor-Smith in 5th. Jake Hill 6th. Josh Cook 7th. Adam Morgan 8th. Ronan Pearson 9th. And Roy Bottom in 10th. Tom Shilton in 11th. Andrew Watson in 12th. Aidan Moffat in 13th. Rory Butcher in 14th. Sam Osborne in 15th. Mikey Doble in 16th. Then we've got Daniel Lloyd Gamble. And I didn't see who else was there. Then we got Patton, Patel, Jade Edwards, and Darren Dillon. Halstead caused that red flag. And the ones I didn't say was Creed in 19th, Jelly in 20th, and Patterson in 21st spot. So hopefully we get to hear from the TV people at some point. Maybe we get to hear from Louise Goodman at some point about what Ash Sutton thinks of his pole position. My camera, by the way, is absolutely lagging. So I don't know what is happening there. Luckily my camera is good. So that, thank goodness I have it on the emergency screen. So it looks like Louise is waiting to talk to pole sitter Ash Sutton in the Napa. But he's going to take his helmet off first and speak to the team. Congratulations from everybody in the team as well. Absolutely delighted as well. There we go. Big hugs all round. And I think what we're going to do, because I have some places to go coming up soon as well, we are actually going to call it there, and we're going to redirect you to the Porsche Super Cup. So, because that's on air now. So, thank you very much for watching. Apologies. Oh, wait a minute. Do we have an interview? Let me have a look. Hang on. I think I lost the stream. I think Louise was meant to be talking to... Louise was meant to be talking to Ash Sutton, but I lost the stream for some reason. There we go. Here is Louise talking to our pole sitter.
Very much at the helm, aren't you?
Yeah, that was, I'll be honest with you. When Tom put his lap in, I thought, Jesus, so we've got to dig a bit deep here, but I didn't realise we had that potential in the car. Obviously, no one's had a true run today with the weather and the red flags and stuff, so God, that come alive. It was mega, just mega for Napa Race UK, for Motorbase, for myself. 5 poles I think that is now. That's some effort.
And you were yellow in the final sector, so you weren't even, as quick as you could have been on that lap.
Yeah, I got told over the radio we were only a fraction down compared to, because obviously I think we had, we weren't quite as quick as Tom in the last sector. There was a little bit left on the table, but that was it. That was that lap. So I dug a little bit deeper on the last set of tires. We put a set of fronts on and see if we could gain a bit more, just to sort of cover our back, because Tom went purple sector 1, but he didn't need to do it in the end.
Once again, you've done this with the least hybrid of anybody on the grid. Tim actually said during that session, where does he find this time? Would you like to tell Tim where you find it?
The squiggly bits between the straight bits, but I'm just so in tune with the car at the minute. The guys give me exactly what I need. I can ask for a little bit more, the car will give me it. So yeah, I can't complain. The car's on rails, I'm in a good place. So we just need to get off the line and have a good clean race.
Well done, congratulations. Right, let's see if we can find, well, I tell you what, I've got Ricky Collard, a very happy Ricky Collard. What are you checking out in those cars, Ricky? Anything interesting in there?
What's really interesting, if you look at the tyres, I'm obviously got the special Goodyear tyre this weekend, celebrating 125 races or years, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's great to see an old school tyre back. And if you have a look at my tyre, I've still got a tyre from wherever we last run mediums. So the thing was lively. It was really, really leery, and I kind of kicked myself. Alton Park was a great lap to get third. Today, potentially there was a pole in there, and I didn't quite extract it. So the team done a better job than what I did today. So I'm a little bit frustrated, but Jesus Louise, I was holding on.
You are so well placed, when it comes to the first race. I don't want to jinx it, but obviously you got a podium finish last time out at Knock Hill, which you
inherited one, which is like unheard of. I normally get them taken away, so to inherit one was pretty cool.
But it would be so good to actually stand on that podium this time around, wouldn't it?
100%, and you got great driver there. Is Josh second? Ingram. I'm right in the middle of the title fight here, aren't I? So I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to be sending it. So we've been making really good starts this year. If we can make a demon start, I've got nothing to lose out there. I'm going for a win. And I've got a little bit extra hybrid to use over the other guys. So I've got to be tactical on where and when I use the hybrid. But no, the thing's loose, it's fast. I didn't extract the most out of it today, so credit to Speedworks and Toyota. But yeah, I've got to bring my A game tomorrow if I want to get a W and spray some champagne.
Well done, we'll see you out there. And let's grab a word now. He's just on his way down. He's panicking about the fact he hasn't got a hat. Sorry, we're just going to have to go with the hair as it is, mate. Front row starts, but I know there's going to be an element of frustration. You were so close to breaking that Napa stranglehold on pole position.
Nearly. My fault. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, frustrating, but look, to take the positives away from it, it's the closest we've been all year, and the cars felt alive this weekend. And there's probably an element in me getting excited because the car's, feeling good again, that it feels like we can actually challenge for pole. So there's probably a bit of excitement from me, from my side as well. But look, very pleased to be in a good place. We just have to make it count now tomorrow when the actual big points are, not when the single points are. So yeah, we'll get our heads over together tonight and make sure we're in good shape. But I'm very pleased, although I'm probably got the face like the milk's gone off. I'm actually pleased to be back battling with Ash rather than just kind of watching him drive off into the distance and trying to hang on to him. So tomorrow I hope will be a different day where we can challenge. But let's wait and see.
What's going to make the difference tomorrow in terms of being able to challenge, and how much on a par do you think you're going to be in race trim?
I'm going to slip a couple of raw prawns into his dinner tonight, see what goes on, see if that helps us. We'll wait and see. The conditions have obviously played a little bit of a part of it today as well. We lost out on the dry running this morning with our issues. So of the dry running that would have been useful, we were sat on the sidelines, unfortunately. So 101 excuses, but I think the weather will play a bit of a key to it. But I think the most important thing is that we just keep focused on the bigger picture. Trying to stop this old boy next to me. He's a bit fast at the minute. He's got a bit of a bald patch coming on, but I think that's the only thing we can do to stop him at the minute.
Thanks, Tom. We'll see you out there tomorrow. Back to you guys.
racing in the mix as well. Ash Sutton, I did touch on this earlier, leads now by a huge margin. The Goodyear Wingfoot Award, points awarded for qualifying performance. Jake Hill second, then Tom Ingram ahead of Colin Turkington and Josh Cook. Dan Camish sixth, then Ricky Collard, Dan Rowbottom, Rory Butcher and Aaron Taylor-Smith rounding out the top 10. So, tomorrow we will be on ITV4 at 11:15. Full day of racing, not only from touring cars, but 2 sets of Porsches, the Caymans as well as the Carrera Cup, plus Minis and F4. It's going to be a busy day of racing, and 11:15 ITV4 is when it all begins. For now, though, from Louise Goodman, Tim Harvey and David Addison, goodbye from Donington.
And I just realised I was talking to myself and you were hearing the browser source. I do apologise about that, but quickly before we go, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. We've got race 1 happening at 11:45 tomorrow, race 2 at 2:45, race 3 at 5:25. We should be in for packed action. I'll be joined for race 1 and race 2. From me, Jess Bull. Hopefully you can hear me this time instead of the browser source. Take care, stay safe, and good night.